Hello, Juan. Thanks for joining us on Smarter Markets at IETA's North America Climate Summit 2023.
Hi, Dave, and thank you very much for inviting us to be here.
Well, I was really interested in getting your perspective. I was hoping you could start us off with telling us a little bit about your company and the work you're doing to build some of the infrastructure for the carbon markets.
Perfect, thanks. Actually, what EcoRegistry does is that we follow the origination process of each carbon unit from the development, validation, verification, issuance process. The project developer needs to upload all the information on the platform, and through the platform, the validation and verification body, as well as the issuance body, they will go and approve each one of the stages. Once the credits are issued, then what we do is that we connect those units to any exchange or any marketplace so that the credits are available for the market. And also one thing that we do, very important one, is that we mirror all the information that is on EcoRegistry to the Climate Action Data Trust so that everybody can see it in a normal format.
And so all that information, does that persist? So if someone were to buy that credit in the market at some point, they could go back and trace the whole provenance and its whole work through the supply chain?
That's very important because once you buy a credit that comes from EcoRegistry, then you will see that directly from the serial number and the data that is contained on that specific credit, you can trace every single information of how that credit was originated. You can also go into the platform and download it on Excel files, PDFs, and you can check what exactly happened on the project. We also have an overview of the project with some images and videos, but it's also very important to get to the details.
Right. And I'm curious, in terms of demand for the details, this year it's been very pivotal in the carbon market. So we've got on the compliance side, the movement to really make the Article 6 markets operational. On the voluntary carbon markets, there's been, challenges to growth and questions raised about reputation and quality on some of the credits. How has this impacted what you're doing, and has it impacted the demand for what you're doing?
Yes, of course. And actually, we see ourselves as a software-focused solution, so a more a solutions software-based company per se. It means that we focus on data-driven, so we focus on capturing the data that will support each one of the carbon units. So actually it has come that people has demanded our system to say, okay, let's work together on understanding how to digitize all the information so that the data that supports each one of the carbon units is reliable. That's one of the important things. And the other important parts that I have seen through the evolution is that the market is evolving. The market is evolving in a more data-driven market. And actually what I see on the Article 6 side is that we should learn from the voluntary carbon market and implement all those findings and all that infrastructure at the service of providing a secure market.
Yeah, it's fascinating how the voluntary carbon markets have become a bit of a laboratory for, experimenting and building the systems that are then adopted in the Article 6 markets. I was curious, who do you find, who is the main customer that comes to you for your software? Is it the project developer, the registry, the end consumer of the credits?
Actually, I would say all of them at some point, but our main customer is, of course, the registry. So the standard itself, they develop their environmental technical aspect of the system, and we develop the software and the solution platform that serves a specific standard or many standards. So when they come to us, they come because they want to secure the information and they want to rely on our security services for accounting each one of the carbon units. The project developers are as well customers for us because if they choose one of the standards that we work with, then we will have them as customers because they like the platform, because the usability or how to do the process, and we need to do some customer experience there. But one new customer that has come in the last years, for example, now with the evolution of Article 6, are specific states or countries that are in the need of starting, for example, their request for proposals or are developing their own registry, and they need to find people that it's not easy to find people that understand the markets and understand technology and understand the needs of Article 6 and Paris Agreement. So to find those three characteristics is very difficult. So when we start talking about how the platforms should have specific accounting technology, they also should have security systems according to cybersecurity standards, maybe, or actually from my point of view, according to the financial sector. So they see that it is more than just building an Excel sheet and sharing information. No, it's an accounting system that needs to be secure.
And one of the great things about being able to come to a conference like this one is to have the conversations in the hallways, the meetings on the side, listen to the panelists. I'm curious, are there any ideas that you wanted to bring to this kind of wide range of market participants that are here these couple days? Or are there any ideas that you've heard so far at the conference that you want to take back with you?
Oh, perfect. The ones I wanted to take is how we can build systems that are first reliable, second with the required security that it needs, but also with the functionalities, but with functionalities that you can like build your own systems because every single project is different. So I can start developing a project, but let's say, okay, I need this specific measurement system that I saw this specific company has developed very well. So I don't know, a satellite imaging analysis software that we can connect all those systems together so that we can exchange information and then also have that information stored as well in the climate action data trust or in another metadata registry so that that information is available for everybody. So that type of solution is the ones that I like to discuss here in this type of seminars, because it gives us the opportunity to exchange what every company is doing and see how we can join forces to start building it like a Lego.
Right. And maybe that's the answer to the last question I wanted to ask you. Wanted to ask, from your vantage point, working on the technology, is there a piece of technology, tools, standards that you see as pivotal for us to kind of make the next step forward in the carbon markets? But from what you just said, I'm wondering, is that next thing more connectivity between the technology that we already have?
Yes, exactly. More connectivity, and also very specific, the capability of having remote measurement systems that can give us the right information to quantify the exact units. It can be carbon, but it can be in the future biodiversity. It can also be water, I don't know. It can be any other environmental and social services that we need to collect remotely, so to make the market more efficient, so that projects can be developed faster and with less investment.
And you stressed collecting it remotely. How is it done now, and how would you like to see it done in the future?
That's an interesting question. So actually, why we started EcoRegistry was because it was very difficult for project developers to start a project because of the scale, for example, because of the magnitude of the areas that you need to develop a project, right, to make it to make it sustainable financially speaking. So, and one of the reasons was because you need to go on the field, measure, for example, trees, talk with communities. You need to engage there and start analyzing how the environment has developed itself. But what if we could do that remotely? Then we wouldn't need to go there specifically and go there on a monthly basis or on a 2-monthly basis. Then we could be able to do that remotely with specific sensors, LiDAR sensors, satellite imaging. That would be for nature-based solutions. But there are other types of projects, like, for example, efficiency ones, technology ones, that we already have the measurement for that. And then people should start looking on the quality of the data, on how we process the data, and how we quantify each carbon unit, and not just on, I don't know, thousands of data in an Excel sheet and check it if that's right or wrong. No, that should be done by an algorithm. And for example, the focus of the auditing process should focus on the algorithm itself and on the processing of the data.
That certainly seems critical to getting these markets and projects to scale.
Hopefully.
All right. Well, thanks so much for making time for us. Really appreciated getting to chat with you.
Thank you, Dave, and yeah, have a nice one.
All right, thanks, Juan.